Good morning, everyone. This is Austin. It's November 3rd. This is day number 2 of our gratitude challenge for the month of November. We are focusing on gratitude. There's a lot to be grateful for in the midst of everything. There's some great things to be grateful for. And if you're just stepping in, we're going to do about maybe 5, 7, 8 minutes today. And each day we are focusing on gratitude. I have a special guest for you who's going to share something that they're grateful for. So you're going to meet somebody new. They're going to have the opportunity to share what they're grateful for. It could be today. It could be this time of year. It could literally be anything that's on their heart. And to give you a little bit more context, first of all, let me say hello, good morning, welcome in today. How are you doing? How are you? A little chilly here, little chill in the air. Weather's changing. What I'm going to do to kick this off, it may sound obvious, but we're going to look at the definition of gratitude again. Good morning, Daniela. I'm glad you're here. Good morning. We have our special guest to be coming on soon, but let's share what does gratitude mean for you. But here's the definition. Kindness. I love that return to kindness because when I looked up the definition, you don't think about that typically. Some people might. I didn't. And then I shared the story of Dr. Wayne Dyer, how it affects the biochemistry. And to add a little bit more context to today's message, there's a study that they did out of the Indiana University. And this is interesting. They took people that were depressed and dealt with anxiety consistently. And they ran them through this gratitude test, if you will. They had them write a letter to people that they were grateful for. They brought them back in and they went through another series of tests. And what they found is the control group who participated in that gratitude exercise not only had the impact weeks later, months later, it still had an impact on them, and it affected their brain. It starts to activate different, better parts of the brain, releases more dopamine naturally in a controlled way. So that's the power of this. We're talking this could change your life. Focusing on gratitude every single day could change your life. So step into this. We're going to be announcing some challenges and some incredible benefits for you. Okay, the next part we're going to do is, before we bring on our guest, I'm going to share with you the quote, a gratitude quote for today. And I know you're absolutely going to love this particular quote today. So here it is. Let me share this with you. Many of you know Doris Day. That's our quote. But now I have the great opportunity to bring on our special guest. And our special guest, Carrie, is not only she's actually going to be a very, I would say, prominent life and wellness coach, but she's also recently joined our ACT Inner Circle program. So I'm very excited to be working with Carrie. Carrie, I'm going to bring you on right now. Are you ready? She's ready. She's ready. Here we go. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Austin. Thank you. Thank you.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just great. Thank you. Yeah. I'm having such a great morning.
You want to just share where you are?
Yes. I'm in Connecticut and in New England, the leaves are falling. It's chilly. Some areas of the state had 23 this morning. So, it's funny. I got up this morning and I said, "Oh, I'm so grateful I brought my houseplants in last night, and I can feel the heat, and you got the little stuff on the windows that let you know it's cold out." I'm like, "Ooh, it's just so cozy." Yeah.
And I love where you live. I see the pictures. I see you at the gym. What I love about Carrie is she is somebody who's been living this wellness outside, working out, and now she's really you're stepping out to really reach more people and I'm excited to be working with you. You're in our inner circle. So I'm glad you're here. So here we go. What did you think about that quote?
I love that quote. And it's funny that you brought that up, because I was like trying to think of one of my favorite, like there's so many good gratitude quotes and stuff, but
yes,
one of my favorite ones is from Zig Ziglar, and it's like about be grateful for what you have and stop complaining, because it bores everybody. It does you no good, and it doesn't solve any problems. And I'm thinking about that last night. And then you put that Doris Day quote up, and I'm like, oh, it just all kind of goes together, doesn't it?
It's powerful, and think about it, right? She says, actually, let me just pull it up here again real quick. I mean, that really speaks volumes. Really, I mean, that's why when I saw that quote, I'm like, we need to highlight this quote. So I'm glad you like that quote. What is it that you are most grateful for this morning, this month, this year? What is it that Carrie is most grateful for?
I am grateful for everything. Just always works out for me. Every day I get up and say thank you.
Come on.
Wait a minute. It doesn't always work out necessarily the way you want it. But if you ask for something and you believe and you have gratitude that you're already living it, it happens. And it's maybe not the way you wanted it to happen. For example, I was behind on a piece of property on my taxes, and all I wanted to do was I was every day saying, I'm grateful, I'm caught up. I'm grateful I don't have this problem. I'm grateful, I'm grateful, I'm grateful. And well, it went to an auction and it's gone. And so was it a piece of property I really wanted? Not really, but my problem's been solved, and I'm grateful. I don't have that hanging over my head. Was it the way I wanted it to work out? Not necessarily, but I'm grateful for that. Do you know what I mean? So
yes,
it's all about your perspective. And
yes,
you just keep complaining, you just go down that spiral. So
yeah. You know what? Let me give you another. I love just to add to this. If somebody walks into a room of people, does that person impact that room, or does the room of people impact that person? And so what I mean is, if I'm complaining and I walk into a room, am I impacting that room? Right?
Absolutely.
Now, what if the room is like a bunch of people that are sitting around being like grateful, like we're doing this morning virtually? Are we impacting that person? And I think the answer is that it's a give and take. But if you are in a state of gratitude and you're essentially putting that out, and I've seen this happen in my own life and people's lives, it starts to kind of shift things in a positive direction. And I liken it to the Indiana University study where these people wrote a gratitude letter, and months later, they're experiencing the effect of it and their brains start to change. So that's a beautiful, beautiful reflection, Carrie. I think that's a great one. So things always work out for you, but I love the background. Not always the way you think, but they work out. And I think that's another key lesson here, is that can we be open? Can we still get ourselves in a state of gratitude for what's happening if it doesn't line up to what the rules in our heads say it should?
I think that's the key thing right there, is to be, no matter how it's going on around us, to try to find gratitude in the moment, in the now.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a beautiful thing, everyone. So we're glad you're here. What are you grateful for this morning? And we're going to be announcing some great things with this. We are, and I'll just give you a quick, we're going to bring it to a close because we're right at 10 minutes here. We are going to collect all these expressions of gratitude from all these guests. We're going to put it in a document. We're going to put that in our private community, and you can access our private community. It's complimentary, and I'm going to share with you. And I know Mandy's on here, our spokesperson for.
Hey, Mandy.
Yeah, Mandy's on there. Michelle's on this morning. And by the way, I just want to share everyone, I'm actually growing a mustache for the month of November. It's called Movember. Thanks to Michelle. Michelle just insisted that I grow a mustache this month. So I said, all right, Michelle, you want me to grow the mustache? I'll grow the mustache. And I'm thinking about growing a soul patch too, just to say, hey, let's celebrate. And there's a lot of charities we can do maybe around that, but I'm having a little fun. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to collect all these expressions of gratitude, put them in the private community. You can access them. And I have another idea that I'm not going to share right now, but this could be something that goes well beyond what we're doing here, because I want you to realize this can change your life. This can have a positive impact. If you step in here every day, ask what you're grateful for. Maybe you ask, what is it that I'm grateful for? Like, if you don't know what you're grateful for and you can't find it, maybe you can ask a question. So, Carrie, as I share this link for people to get into our private communities, or anything else you'd like to share this morning, maybe to help somebody who can't find that gratitude?
Well, I think if you look at it, it could always be worse. And it sounds cliche, but it really could always be worse. You know, did you wake up breathing? Then you should be grateful that you have that breath, because some people aren't so lucky. You know, it's just the little things. It's the little things.
That's true. And I think that's a really good message. If you can't find something big to be grateful for, just do your best to start with that small thing. And I just put the link here. If you want to be in the private community where you're going to have access to all these gratitude ideas that you can use for yourself, there's 9 questions. You click on that link. You're going to get the 9 questions to identify, remove limiting beliefs. It's a gift. You'll get an email. That's a PDF. You get an email, and you'll also get an invite for our private community. We want to welcome you in. We want now to be the time that you start to cultivate gratitude every day. And we want you to set yourself up for an amazing 2022. If these people in this study have the results months later, by you taking action, getting in that private community and grabbing a hold of this challenge, the same thing's going to happen for you months later. So, Carrie, I'm so glad you're with me today. Join me tomorrow. I'll have another special guest, another quote, another beautiful expression of gratitude. Let's find time to be grateful. Let's change our brains. Let's change the world. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I wish you a blessed, beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, Carrie.
Bye, everyone.